What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be reviewing two different Kindles that are very similar but quite different, and that is the all-new Kindle Fire HD10 and last year's model of the Kindle Fire HD10. Now, they didn't change the name, they just added all new to it, but they've changed a lot about these devices. As you can see, one is a little bit taller than the other, and one has a more rounded look, sort of like the iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the differences between these two that I noticed as a user. Not going to get into the specs too much because the specs haven't changed drastically. However, the performance has had a bit of an upgrade. The point in this video is to help you decide whether or not you should get the all-new Kindle Fire HD10, or maybe you should get last year's model, or if you already have last year's model, if you should upgrade. And there are some points that I really want to make about these two devices. Either one, quite honestly, is a fantastic device, but this video will hopefully help you to decide. This is last year's model, and as you can see, it has a very rectangular shape compared to most tablets on the market. It has an amazing widescreen display, which I actually have to brag about because when you're watching movies, that widescreen display is so nice. And it's pretty responsive. It's got a really good processor in here. The RAM, the specs aren't just blow you out of the water amazing, but they work so well with Kindle's operating system that, in my opinion, they're just great to have. I personally love the fact, if you're an Amazon user, that once you set this thing up right out of the box, it's got content loaded on here ready to go, your Kindle books, your audiobooks, your Amazon Prime movies. Like, it's nice. This year's device is a little bit different. And one major difference that I noticed immediately was the fact that last year's camera is up here at the top when you're holding it in portrait mode, and this year's camera is at the top when you're holding it in landscape mode. So as you can see, that's a pretty big difference, but you have to think about, in terms of using it, if that's a good use case for you. I personally like the fact that they're promoting this as a dockable device. I don't have a dock for mine. There is a stand that you can get where you can put it on it. Any kind of tablet stand, though, will work. I have like a $5 or $10 tablet stand I got at IKEA, and I put this on it, and it's fantastic for this device because it basically turns it into a personal assistant. The personal assistant that's built into these is so much better than the one that's on my iPhone, and I'm not even kidding. I have a Google Home where all my devices are Google devices. I rarely use Siri on my phone because, let's be honest, Siri's not that great. Having Alexa built into this, it immediately lit up when I said it, and I wasn't even directing my voice at the tablet. So what I do is I set this on my tablet stand, and when I just say that wake word, it automatically turns on. I can be anywhere in the room, pretty much anywhere in my house, and this thing will pick up. It's so good at what it does in the personal assistant area. But let's go ahead and look at the responsiveness. I just turned it on with the power button. Let's see how fast this year's version is. So immediately loaded up my Spotify. That's what I had going when I last used it. I love the display on this. The display is so good. It's really comparable to last year's display, but as you can see, it looks more like an iPad. I like the roundedness of the edges. Fire tablets has done that so well for so long that I almost consider this the better look when it comes to a tablet. Let's just scroll through some apps, and I'm gonna go ahead and just open Shop Amazon, and as you can see, I just tapped it, and within a matter of seconds, it's pulled up, it's ready to go. It loaded everything on the page, and that's what I like about these, is it's not just loading an element here, it loads it all very quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and go back, and I'm going to just, let's say, click on Kindle. This is the first time I've loaded up the Kindle on this device, and it loaded in no time flat. Prime Video I haven't loaded up yet. Let's go ahead and click it, see how quickly it loads as a first time loading up of an app. It's already on here. It's showing me a quick little preview. I'm gonna skip that. That's fast. This is a fast Kindle. Talking about profiles and everything. It's pretty insane what Amazon has been able to do with the specs in these devices. Now the other one, last year's model's not bad either. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on, swipe up, already loaded. I'm gonna click on Shop Amazon to do a little comparison there. You saw how quickly the last one loaded. This one loaded just as quickly. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on Prime Video for the first time on this device. It's pretty awesome. Now I do watch most of my videos on Netflix and everything, but loading these up and just seeing how quickly they compare, I've got to say both of them are very comparable. I can't tell a major difference in performance, But in terms of the screen, you can probably see a little bit of a difference here. They're both very good, but it seems to be pushing the brightness a little bit more. This one here seems to be going for more of a general, just good overall tones. So it's gonna be up to you what you're looking for. I think both of them, just looking at them here, look awesome. I personally upgraded because I love the new shape of this. I was a huge fan of the widescreen, taller look last year. But in terms of being able to hold this, I found that I was dropping it a lot. Good thing is both of these are made out of the same really hard shell plastic material, and I love that material. I'm not just saying that because it makes these a lot cheaper compared to like the iPad and other tablets, but the material is awesome. This hard shell, you can drop it, you can scratch it, the internals stay good. And that's what makes the Kindle so great. You can use them easily with a case, but I personally love these without a case. They look so good. They are fingerprint magnets, but hey, what tablet isn't? And I've just got to tell you, I'm impressed with either. The assistant on both of these is great, but what I would do personally is just decide whether or not you want the widescreen look or you want more of the general tablet type of look. They're both 10-inch displays, which is kind of hard to imagine because they look so different in terms of the screens. One is spaced out a little bit more and the other one is a little bit more wide. Either way, I think they're both awesome tablets. I'm gonna put a link down in the description to both of these. I'm gonna put this one first, the all new Kindle Fire HD10, and this one, last year's version of the Kindle Fire HD10. I don't think you could go wrong with either, but obviously if you're wanting to not have to upgrade as soon, then I would go with the new version because it's going to be a little bit better in terms of longevity. Obviously this one's a year older. If you don't care about having the newest and latest thing, then they're both pretty much the same performance-wise from what I can tell. Internally, I'm not getting into all that, but I am telling you just based on a user experience, they're both really good at loading up apps. They're both fast. It's two of the fastest Fire tablets that I've seen from Amazon. So I don't think you could go wrong with either. Setup's easy. The devices are fun to use. That's what I really love about the Kindle. The iPads are like holding a chunk of metal, and yeah, you can make them what you want, but these are fun right out of the box. I love my Kindles. I think I'll always have a Fire tablet alongside having an iPad for like other stuff, but I use these more. They're fun. I can do my games. Amazon's really upped their commitment to doing office type tasks on these. You can get apps that will allow you to open your Word documents and things. You can do Zoom calls. So I personally don't see why for the price, everyone shouldn't have one of these. They're just so affordable, so much fun. I highly recommend them. Again, I'm gonna put links down in the description to where you can get one for yourself. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if it helped you out in any way. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later.